Forever United TV, bringing you all of the breaking news surrounding Manchester United. And tonight we have the news coming from the Daily Mail and a few other aggregator accounts now actually reporting that Javi has been approached by Manchester United. A delegation has been sent to Barcelona and contact has been made a couple of times with Javi, who is obviously out of work, a quality manager. We're going to talk about this in the show. We're going to get your input into this news as well. Is Javi a manager you would take at Manchester United? Now, bleeding course he is. I mean, seriously, you would be an idiot if he was interested to turn that one down. But, hey, look, there's still people that back Ten Hag and still think that he's the better option. Maybe Javi not being experienced in Premier League at all, apart from when he played for Barcelona. Obviously, Ten Hag beat him when he went up against him a couple of seasons ago. Do you hold that against Javi? Do you think he is capable of managing in the Premier League? More importantly, do you feel like Manchester United's team can play Javi ball? Because that's what we're looking at here. Have United got the players and the technical skill and nous to play that technical tiki-taka? Well, not so much tiki-taka actually with Javi. He's a lot more direct and his record stands up in his 2 seasons as manager for Barcelona. Obviously, another fallout, a manager falling out with the hierarchy again. Is that concerning for you with Ineos in situ right now and powers that be wanting to have more in the say than what the manager would like? Interesting. But United need a figurehead. United need a man of inspiration. They need a man, if there is going to be change, they need a manager that is going to command respect. If Javi's on the table, you take him. You do everything you possibly can to get that man in the door. There is someone that even this bunch of players, if you are still complaining about this bunch of players, I feel like there is an issue behind the scenes with these players actually wanting to make an effort. I don't think there is. I just don't think the current manager is getting the maximum out of him. Then you go. You make it happen. Javi is a perfect candidate for Manchester United, I feel, in terms of the prowess, in terms of the qualification. You've got to look at what he brings to the table, which is managing at a massive football club, dealing with the pressure, which is probably bigger at Barcelona than it is at Manchester United because they wouldn't have accepted the standards that Manchester United have over the last few seasons. So, Javi's ready. He's dealing with bigger players. He's bringing younger players through their system there at Barcelona. He's got a reputation for enhancing the quality of them younger players and making them play better. Astute signings as well. Yes, he has his flaws like every other manager does, but when you want to change and you're thinking of changing things up, there is no better candidate than Javi. Can United make this happen? Can they convince Javi to come in now mid-season and take over if things don't improve, obviously, for Ten Hag? And let's get that straight first of all for anyone who wants to jump down my neck and actually say, look, Ten Hag is still in situ. Why are you trying to get rid of Ten Hag again? I'm not. I'm just reporting the news that's come out, and we have to report everything. And we have been talking about every single way that Ten Hag can make this work. So I think it's only fair when other news comes out, we talk about that as well. And Javi is big news. Massive news, in fact. And I think he is the type of manager that you would say would galvanise the squad together, would convince the players within this squad that they are capable of winning things. And I just look at what he has done at Barcelona, the football that he's played. And I think right now, yes, he's not won much at Barcelona because you've got Real Madrid. Look, he's beaten Real Madrid. He's beaten PSG in his time at Barcelona. He's done some big things. But I think what you've got to look at there is as well, it's like, yes, he's not won much, but I would look at Javi and say, look, well, he's in the same sort of situation. He's got a big rival within a division that's doing a lot better with the purse strings completely drawn and tightened for Barcelona, obviously with their financial situation. Things are a little bit easier at Manchester United in regards to what can be spent. Maybe a different outlook from the outside is what United need right now. Maybe a different style of football. We've been down the Dutch route. We've been down the homegrown. We've been down the legend. We've done everything we possibly can. The serial, pragmatic managers. We've done all of it. Why not bring in someone with a completely different playing style altogether and give that a try? We've tried everything else, and can it be any worse than what it is right now? I don't think so. Look, one win convinces nobody, like we said at the weekend, but it was nice to see United play a better brand of football in the second half. I'm going to get into the live chat throughout the show, obviously, to get your comments on this and see how you feel and where you're actually at. But that is the news that is coming out. I'm going to read through the reports now as they have come. Manchester United have made contact with Javi twice in the last few months through intermediaries. That's from Chris Wheeler. Also backed up, a four-man delegation led by Omar Barada flew out to Barcelona last Thursday, although United sources say that that's a number of high-level meetings have taken place there recently because Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been there to support the Ineos Britannia sailing team, which we know is true. So maybe they've spoken to Javi. Maybe they've taken the opportunity. It's not like... Well, it's probably like more like chance that you're in the city. Let's go and talk to another manager and see where he stands with everything. I don't think they've deliberately gone over. Like, they're saying that contact has definitely been made, so we'll look at that as United obviously still looking for another manager, and Javi's a good one. In terms of going out of their way to go and speak to Javi, I don't think that's necessarily the whole story. I think we do know that a meeting in September was held by all of the directors, like it was in London last week. The one in September was held in Barcelona. We know this for certain. The monthly meeting that all of the directors have is in different locations. First one Barca, second one London, and obviously with Sir Jim there as well, doing what he's doing, I think it was just easy for him to have the meetings there. And obviously if you're the head honcho, you're going to get people to come to you, aren't you, and meet you. So that's why Omar Barada was there. But I mean, look, they're unscheduled ones that I know of. Like, everybody comes together in these monthly meetings. Why would we need to be going back and forth doing other meetings as well? I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on at Manchester United, but still, you look at that as a significant move. And Chris Wheeler's not going to be reporting this if nothing has happened and Manchester United are not going for Javi or trying to contact Javi at all. But I've just got to look at that and say, look, it's a positive move for me. And I think Javi definitely... he is different. I think that's what you've got to take from this. It's a different approach, a different type of manager, and I feel like that's probably why Manchester United would look at it. They've been contacting him a couple of times in the last couple of months now. That's also interesting. It just makes you feel like there is something there. Communication is definitely there. Good posts going up as well regarding Javi. Javi, in his full 2 seasons at Barcelona, 173 points, 149 goals scored, 64 goals conceded, 85 goal difference. Exciting stuff, yes. Notable wins against Athletic Madrid, Real Madrid, PSG, so on and so forth. And you've just got to ask the question, like, are you happy? Would you take Javi as Manchester United manager? We've got a poll up right now. Do you believe Manchester United have been in contact with Javi? 57% of you have said no, you don't believe the stories. That is fine. I can see why, because like we said, we covered all of what the reporters said, and obviously in that report there is their meetings because Sir Jim Ratcliffe is in Barcelona. Are people putting 2 and 2 together because Javi is a free agent? But look, he is going to be a wanted man. Someone is going to take Javi as their manager. Why not make it us? Why not make Javi our manager? Look, if you believe the story or not, he's a candidate. He has to be. I mentioned it, I think, last week. Just nothing serious, just mentioned him as a manager. I don't even think it was on this show. I think it was on someone else's. I do feel like it was a case of, look, who's available? We've been talking about it for weeks in the midst of Manchester United performing poorly. So we're going to talk about, obviously, bigger managers that are available. It was within the lines of Thomas Tuchel, Gareth Southgate, managers that are not with a job right now. And Javi is obviously out of work. So it works out that he is a manager that's available, a manager of quality, and why wouldn't Manchester United be contacting him and getting involved in that? You just look, he's a candidate no matter what. And if you want to believe the reports, it's there. It's in clear day, like, you know what I mean? It's clear as day, sorry. He is a quality manager that United can get their hands on if they want to go down that road. Whether or not Javi is interested, we don't know. We don't know from his side. He might have just blown us right out and said, no, I don't fancy that mess. You know what I mean? So, yeah, there's a few ifs in there. There's a few buts maybe in there as well. But you still got to look at it and say, look, contact probably has been made. United have contacted everyone else. So, law of averages, why wouldn't you have spoken to Javi as well? Let's get into the chat and see what you're all saying. Leo says, but he's a free manager, Poundland again, rather than paying the cash for a decent one. To be honest, I like Javi. I like the way he plays football. I don't see it as being a problem. And if it's true, if Javi couldn't handle the pressure at Barcelona, he might come bust at United. I think it's different. I do believe United run differently than what the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid. Them two clubs, Madrid and Barcelona, are just on a different level of pressure and how the club is run. They just don't give the manager time or space to fail. You have to perform no matter what. And you could be on a 5-year contract, 3 months in, not doing well, sling your hook if you're not cutting it. That's how it works there. If they feel like it's going to just go worse and worse and worse, they will cut the cord. Bang, gone, down you go find another job. That's how it works over there. So I don't necessarily think that the Manchester United hierarchy are more difficult to work with than Ineos. Than Barcelona's. I don't feel like it's on the same level. I feel like United actually would be easier to work with. Like, it's a fresh outlook. And he will play attacking brand of football that Ineos want to play. Like, he ticks so many boxes, Javi, and I feel like he has to be in there with a shout. He has to be in there with a shout as to where Ineos can go and why they would go for someone like Javi. He does play attractive football. He ticks the boxes in terms of bringing young players through. He's got a reputation for handling bigger players, obviously. He knows how to handle expectation, let's say that. And besides falling out with the hierarchy and what happened at Barcelona after he agreed to stay on, and then it went back down south again, look, he's had a decent relationship there. So I look at it and I feel like there's more positives than there are negatives with Javi, 100%. Unai Emery knows the Premier League and is doing an incredible job. Why not go for him if we really are ambitious? We're not going to get Emery out of Aston Villa right now, are we? Look, he's in a better position than us. He's probably got more money to spend than us. Right now, would you want to go to Manchester United? I just don't think it's realistic. Javi is realistic, I feel. And we can go and get him. We can definitely get hold of Javi rather than these other managers that they're not willing to pay the money for. Like I said before, like, financial fair play is going to have a vice grip on nearly every single club at the end of this season. So let's just see. Javi would 100% crumble at United, says Noah. I don't think so. Flawless in the house. Welcome, my friend. Welcome to the live chat, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. John says, Barca behind the scenes were abysmal. He said he was leaving. They convinced him to stay, then sack him. He should at least be part of the discussion. Exactly. Probably the best way to put that. Great comment there from John. Adam would be a coach, not a manager, which is what Ineos wants. Well, Javi, I don't think he's necessarily going to want to manage above and below him. He wants to coach a team. He wants the right players. He'll have a discussion about that and be involved. But ultimately, he's one of these super coach type of managers, isn't he? I don't think he wants to be dealing with the ins and outs of the football club and any other business. Like I said, what Ineos have come in and done is taken away the responsibilities of Ten Hag managing below and above him. I think it would be the same for Javi when he comes in. So, really, I think Javi would be all right with a setup at Manchester United. Look, I may be wrong. I'm just looking at it that way. Look, if the managers have a say on certain transfers, then obviously they're going to be happy with that. And responsibilities being taken away from them and the club actually running properly and taking the other jobs, which a manager shouldn't be dealing with, I think any manager would be jumping at that. Some of our subscribers forget that Adam discusses the news and doesn't write it. Yes, people are moaning about me having a go. I'm just talking about what's going on. Come on. Please like the video and subscribe. 9 months a member, Stu. Thank you for that, buddy. Thanks for renewing that membership as well. We have a super chat in from You Got Roz, who says, think Howe from Newcastle is an option at all for United. I like him as a coach, and there are rumours of a divide happening up there. Yeah, me and Saeed's touched on it. We've got a video out earlier on talking about the Europa League importance. Go and watch that after you finish this live show, please, everybody. We had a great chat regarding managers. And Saeed actually would take Gary O'Neill over Eddie Howe at Manchester United. Check that one out. I didn't expect that. So go listen to that video after we've finished here as well. That was an interesting one. But yeah, we talked about a lot on there. Adam, do you think Javi is experienced enough, and does he know the Premier League? I think he's experienced to handle a big club at Barcelona, and he doesn't have a clue about the Premier League. But neither did Ten Hag. Neither did Solskjaer in terms of managing in it. Like, do you know what I mean? There weren't many managers that Manchester United have had post Alex Ferguson, apart from the obvious Jose, David Moyes. 2 managers out of how many that we've had post Alex that actually knew the Premier League. I feel like Jose and probably Van Gaal were the worst treated out of all of them managers. And do you know what I mean? Like, so I do believe that every manager deserves a chance. It's about the brand of football. If the structure is going to support you, you should be fine in handling what's coming. You have to trust in what you want to do and the football you want to play. And obviously, he will learn all along. So, yeah, let's look at it that way. Good evening, Adam. I thought about the prospect of Javi after the Cup final. 44 years old, comes from great stock, has done well at Barca over 3 years. This is a must for me, commands respect. I definitely agree with that one. Noah says, big up Adam Matic, the legend. Thank you for that, Noah. Really appreciate them comments. Javi, a ball would impose itself on this league. Javi ball would. I think he would survive. I do. I think he would do really well. Let's see what else we've got here. Moyes is still looking for a job, Adam. Yeah, Leo. He can keep looking. Never go back. Same with Ole. Never go back. Always look ahead. It's got to be something fresh, different ideas, constantly, all of the time. Never go back to what you think might have worked differently or might work differently this time that wasn't working before, I say. So definitely not on that one. Let's check the poll and what's going on. Do you believe that United have indeed contacted Javi? We could have done a different poll today. We could have said, look, do you believe that Javi is the right type of manager for United? No, we're going with a different angle because we want to balance it. We don't know if these stories are true. They are being reported by Chris Wheeler from the Daily Mail. Manchester United have had several meetings in Barcelona, as we know, not relating to Javi. Has this story been put together? Have they just made a story out of 2 and 2 meetings and so on and so forth? Or is there real, actual traction in this? Is there actually something in this story? No matter which way you look at it, the facts are, United are looking for another manager. We know this. Javi is free. Javi is quality. He plays an attacking brand of football, which Sir Jim Ratcliffe said he wanted to play. He has experience with youth and big players and big club expectations. You see where I'm going with it, don't you? You can see how Javi would fit in at Manchester United. Look, it's a big if, it's a big but. Look, tomorrow we may get a completely different story and this be all complete baloney, but still, another manager there that we haven't spoken about much, and now we're obviously talking about him because we've got a bit of a story come out regarding Javi being contacted by Manchester United. If you are just joining us, apparently Manchester United sent a delegation led by Omar Barada over to Barcelona to speak with Javi. We have contacted him twice in the last couple of months, and United are giving serious consideration into approaching him if Ten Hag doesn't turn things around at Manchester United. And we need to make sure that we say if, because obviously we give Ten Hag his respect in all of this as well. He is still the Manchester United manager, and until he is gone, Xavi's going nowhere. No manager's going anywhere near United until they make the decision on Ten Hag. And obviously we know it's a big, big week, but it would be wrong of Manchester United to not have a plan B at this stage. If you're a big Ten Hag lover, you're still looking at United and saying, look, we're crap. You know we are. You can't deny it and you can't hide it. We are. We're bobbins. So we do have the opportunity to get better with Ten Hag. It's there. It's a very small chance that will happen, in my opinion. But it's a chance. But you have to have a plan B. They will see where United have been in this first 2 months of the season and gone, this might actually get worse. So we need to be doing our due diligence behind the scene. I always get that mixed up. And make sure that we have got someone in line just in case it does go completely Pete Tong. Look, it may go completely wrong this week. We might lose to Fenerbahce and West Ham. Look, I won't accept anything else other than a win against Fenerbahce and a win against West Ham. If we don't, then nothing has changed, and I'm still in that same boat. It's going to take a lot to convince me that we are going to move forward with Eric now. And I do like the talk of Javi personally. I like this one. I do think he would be a good fit at Manchester United. And I say it for so many reasons, but I've already explained them. I don't want to go over myself again and again and again, but you see where we're going with it. It is the youth factor. It is the expectation factor. It is the high-profile player factor. It is the brand of football. It is that 150 goals scored in 2 seasons. It's good. It's nice to see. You know what I mean? He's beaten big teams. He knows how to beat Real Madrid. He's beaten PSG. He's done a lot in 2 years at Barca, and it just wasn't the right time or the right fit. And let's be honest, he's come up against the Real Madrid side over there in La Liga, who are just on a different planet right now. An absolute different stratosphere to everybody else. And they look like they're in line for La Liga dominance now with the age of their squad for the next bleeding 5 years. So, yeah, when you look at it, maybe it was the right decision for him to go. Maybe he doesn't want to actually destroy what he had built already there in Barcelona. So, really, really interesting read. Really interesting read. A couple of other updates as well I just want to get through. I have a whole new show, not a new show, I have a whole show planned out for tomorrow morning as well, so make sure that you are on board for that one, and I'm ready to go for that. But a couple of updates regarding Anthony right now. Obviously, that talk is the talk of the town again. Look, Manchester United have definitely made a decision on Anthony, the reports are saying. I'm just going to read through a couple of them now. Ajax have discussed the possibility of re-signing Anthony, but they are unsure about the state of the player's mindset after his struggles at Manchester United. TBR Football understands that United have already sanctioned Anthony's exit in January. The £80 million Brazilian has played less than 30 minutes of football for Erik ten Hag so far this season, that in the Premier League. We have to obviously remember he played a full 90 minutes in the Carabao Cup where he did score and create. So, yeah, that was from Graham Bailey, that one, TBR, and that other one was from the Telegraph as well in terms of Anthony and Ajax side of things. But, yeah, that is moving along fast, and more stories are coming out about that. There is another story about Angel Gomez coming into Manchester United in January as well. Obviously, Gomez is a free agent. We spoke about him earlier on this morning. He's a free agent and he's going to be available to contact other clubs in January to pre-sign a pre-contract agreement. As we know, that's how the system works. So, really, there is a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts. Again, I don't think that Ineos are just going to sit here and accept what's going on. You can see what they're doing with the players. Ten Hag, I just don't feel has got the I don't think Gomez is a Ten Hag player. I really don't. I don't think he is. And if we sign someone like Gomez, this is the biggest sign for me that they are moving past Ten Hag. They are signing players that fit into a attacking, free-flowing style football side under a direction of a manager that wants to play that way. That's what Ineos are building. Can Ten Hag get in line with this in these next coming weeks and months if he is still here? I don't think so. Well, I'm here to be proved wrong, obviously, all of the time, but I just don't think Ten Hag has got it in him to get this out of this team. I don't think he knows what his best team is, and I think he's struggling with the type of player and the profile of player United have got to play any sort of football that Ineos are going to be impressed with. Look, they want to give him the chance, and we know about this, and we know that they're giving him a bit more time, but you still got to look at it and say, right, okay, if it doesn't get any better, then you're going to make a change. We have to have someone lined up. I said in the summer, Javi or Enrique are my only two. Enrique, again, it's that style of football. Brilliant football. There's a reason. Like, do you know what, though? It worries you, doesn't it? It's like, I know Enrique isn't Javi. And obviously we brought Agate in because Enrique didn't think that Agate was going to be able to play that type of football. He doesn't fit into his team and how he wants to play. It'd be interesting to see how certain players do actually cope with a new manager coming in. And I say cope because they could be completely out of the team. It's like, if you bring Javi in to Manchester United, knowing how he plays, what players in Manchester United's side survive? I can think of a few off the top of my head just for the qualities of them. I can definitely see a few that are going to fail as well and will be straight out. I just honestly would love to see how it all went down if someone like Javi came in and what happened to the players and who would survive it. I just don't know if it's... I don't know if he'd be able to play his game with certain players at Manchester United right now. He'd need a lot of help from Ineos. That's what he would need. Someone like Gomez would definitely fit into Manchester United's side. There's a couple of defenders that would slot right in perfectly right now. I think Martinez good on the ball. And Yoro, no problem. I think Dallo would slot in. Mazraoui, I haven't really got a problem with the backline. I think they're quite comfortable in playing the Xavi-style football. Agate, we don't know. We ain't got a clue. Bruno, does he fit in? That type of player? Maybe, maybe not. Eriksen's going. Obviously, Harry, Johnny Evans, Lindelof, all going. Anthony's going to be out of the door. Ahmad, I think, would suit very much the style of football that Javi wants to play. I think he's perfect, in fact, for it. You know what? It's crazy to say this, but maybe even Xerxes, with his skill and what he can do, I don't know if necessarily he's the type of profile of play, but can he be moulded into that style? Still young, yes. I don't think Garnacho would have a problem with it. Rasmus Højlund, not sure. Not sure. In terms of skill-wise and what Javi plays, maybe, I don't know. Every player can adapt. I'm not saying that any of these players... I'm not saying that certain players in this Man United side are not going to be able to play. Okay, everyone can get better and everyone can play a different style of football. The professional footballers, for God's sake, they should be able to do that. But we obviously know players at a certain stage of their career have got limitations to their game, are not going to be able to play a certain brand of, let's just say, possession-based football. Because I think our possession would go up with Xavi. It would be a lot more technical. I think it would be a quicker game for United. Quicker ball, you've got to think on your feet a lot more. And there's a few of the players in this squad that I would be concerned about with it. Xavi wasn't good enough for Barcelona. Really? Are we going down this road? Why would we want him at Manchester United? We don't want Barcelona rejects. Like, who do we want to come in then? Ten Hag isn't good enough for Manchester United because we want him out. Who else hasn't been fired by another football club? Is the perfect manager out there that hasn't left a job already? Come on. Like, seriously, we cannot be saying these sorts of things. Javi is good enough for Manchester United. I don't care what anybody says. Completely agree. Whoever comes next needs to be able to manage. That's been Erik ten Hag's biggest downfall, says Louise. Bruno will be replaced by Eze in the summer. Eze's having a shocker of a season, Gary. Don't count on that one. He has fallen completely off without his sidekick, Elise, in that side. So don't count Eze as a definite for anybody in the summer. And I think he's too old as well. Personally, I think he's going to be around about 28. It's not the profile. So Eze isn't coming into Manchester United, I don't think. I feel like Gomez is too small for the Prem and especially our current centre midfield. I don't think there's no such thing as too small, to be honest. If you're technical, you can move around the pitch, you can move the ball quick enough. You don't need to be. If Javi comes in, then you're obviously going to be talking about a player there of the same sort of caliber, like same sort of like size, physical size and attributes. So yeah, I mean, look, I don't think anyone is too small at all. I really don't. I think that looking at it, I believe that Gomez will slot right back in. I think he's still suited to the Premier League. I don't think there is such thing as too much physicality now in that sort of role. I think he will be played high enough up the pitch to cause a nuisance in a different way. Well, we'll see, won't we, anyway? Any news on left-backs? No updates on Luke Shaw either. Not yet, anyway. I'm going to be down at Carrington tomorrow. I'm going to go to the open training. I've been invited down again, so I'm going to be at open training tomorrow. So I'll get a close look on who's available, who's training. Maybe some of the younger players will be there as well. I've got a report on that in the morning to come as well. So, yeah, different content again for you all tomorrow. So, yeah, I'm going to be in and around Carrington and get a closer look, see if there's anyone in particular hovering around that we would want to be, i.e. Luke Shaw. Where is he? What's going on? So, yeah, I'll keep my beady eye out for certain players that we all want to be back in that squad and give you the updates from Carrington. So, yeah, just bear with me on that one. and I will get you fully updated. A few more chats coming in. Adam, people who say we don't want a reject, we are not that big club anymore. Only in name, it's a rebuild. I would take Javi. I would take Javi too. Midnight Lover, Adam, I think Gomez wouldn't want to come back under this management, same as Alvaro. What do you think? And again, that brings it down to Ineos. I know what you're saying in that, mate. I do. I get it. I really do get that. But I do believe that they're buying players for the long run. And I don't think Ten Hag is part of the long run. I don't. Look, he can get a few wins. We can maybe scrape his way through this season. But I think everybody, even the biggest Ten Hag lovers, don't see him getting past this season. And that's a definite. But that is your full update done, everybody. Obviously, it's football tonight, Champions League night. So we are going to be having a bit of a watch of the football. So I'm going to give you a chance to do that. I don't want to run over into the football, and I want to just cover this news quickly before we all settled in for the night. Please do go and watch my show with Saeed as well, which was out earlier on. Thank you to all the super chats and the members and the mods in the chat for helping out, and that is us all finished, everyone. I will see you back at 8 o'clock live in the morning. As always, Javi to United. Would you take him? Let me know in the comments below, everybody.